I thought I'd do a quick video to talk a little bit about production materials. When I am creating marketing materials for my books, whether it be business cards or bookmarks, I've done a lot of them down through the years. And what I've found is that you can't always take the advice of the websites that are selling them. So for instance, I like to use nextdayflyers.com. They're a fantastic printing service. However, the last time that I created some business cards for myself. Um, they looked terrible. It was partly my fault. When I produced these, I put way too much text on them. It's so busy. There's nothing to draw the eye. Maybe the image right here. But other than that, there's really nothing to draw the eye. And on the back, I put every book cover, which I thought would look great, but again, it just looks too busy. It's crowded. The text ends up too small, so it's not that legible. So I went back to a simpler design with this new one. I just got these today and I'm so pleased with them. I think they turn out fantastic. So they basically look like the cover for my new release. Now I still don't have a finished copy of Swords of the Six. I still have just the proof, but it is on its way. I'm looking forward to seeing that because this paperback turned out fantastic. Best looking book that I've had yet. I love it. It turned out great. And the story's just, I'm very pleased with the editing job. Now, with the new business cards, basically just mirrored that cover. So now I can hand it to somebody, and it's such a quick, easy presentation. You say, hey, check it out. And so their eye will be drawn immediately to the cover. And when they flip it around, it simply says, Scott Appleton, writer of epic fantasy, and then it has my website. So I kept it really simple. Now the other thing I was going to point out to you is if you're using the printing services like nextdayflyers.com, they're going to recommend using a certain, I'm going to get the term wrong, but they're going to recommend using a certain color process in your final print files. And I actually just stuck with RGB and didn't do I think they recommended CMYK. I used CMYK when I did this. It had been at least several years since I'd printed any new production, like promotional material, and this just turned out terrible. It wasn't just because of how busy I laid everything out. It's also because, I don't know if you can see it in here, but the colors are not as vivid. So on this one, I changed it from matte to glossy. On the paperback, the matte looks fantastic, but on the business cards, you lose a little bit of resolution, it seems. It makes it a little bit fuzzy, and the glossy finish just really stands out. So I highly recommend using that. Also, what I've noticed is just submitting it as a JPEG image. I think I used JPEG. I either used JPEG or PDF, but I think I used a JPEG. And that final file is an RGB mode with a coloring. It just looks fantastic. It actually looks exactly like the artists rendered those images. So I'm very pleased with that. So anyway, that's a key element to success when you're publishing, especially when you're starting out. You have to have a quick and easy link that people can follow, a website, and you have to have something that you can hand them that gives them that information on the fly. So for me, I don't get a lot of opportunities anymore. Well, I don't get a lot of time anymore to do book promotion. So if I run into somebody who's interested in fantasy, now I can just pop this into their hand and they can check it out. So I think this will help me out a lot. I used to have these years ago when I self-published my book, and it was a fantastic, easy handout. And they're cheap to produce too. I started off with a really small run of 200 of them for I think I paid like $37 through Next Day Flyers, but the print cost goes down a lot when you order larger orders of them. So larger quantities. So anyway, I highly recommend making sure that if you are publishing a book, that you make sure that you have that promotional material, and just make sure you do it right. I spent my money, of course, to get this first one done, and I think I printed 1,000 of them. Maybe it was 500, but anyways, a significant number of them. They all ended up in the burn pile. So if it's not good material, it's not going to do make a good presentation of your work, and this is going to be, for me, I mean, this is my career. Even if for you, if it's just a serious hobby where you want people to take it seriously, take the time to reorder and make them look sharp.